You may have noticed in the news this week an important development here in Washington, D.C. in the United States. A group of religious leaders from the Middle East, from dealing with the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, held a press conference and announced that they were beginning a whole new agenda for peace in the Holy Land. Representatives of the Council of Religious Institutions of the Holy Land came together representing the major faith traditions, Christian leaders, Jewish leaders, Muslim leaders. Rabbi David Rosen is quoted in the media just the other day as saying this: "No political solution can work without the religious dimension. To ignore it, to ignore the religious dimension, is to guarantee it will fail." So these religious leaders are pointing to really what this whole movement and effort is about, addressing the core fundamental issues that are critical if we are to bring lasting peace in our world.
In our increasingly sophisticated world, people today often want to divorce any discussion of religion or faith from common discourse, because they often define that these are matters of personal belief. One value of what we're trying to do is to approach this in a fundamentally different way. Why? Because we start from understanding that the essence of our common humanity comes from our shared spiritual heritage, our common spiritual heritage.
We will embark from now on discussing some topics that perhaps are not the content of your ordinary peace conference. We're going to talk about God, and we're going to talk about principles of spiritual life. Who we are as human beings is defined not so much by our family background per se, or from our schooling, or from our life experiences, but from essentially our spirituality. And if we are to find the way to have leadership in our world, then we have to address this core issue.
To me, when we talk about God, some people might say, well, those kind of discussions simply lead to disagreement because you have your belief and I have my belief. But what I would suggest that we consider is that God is an objective reality. And if we wanted to understand some important issue, perhaps related to the environment, we would gather people who have studied the environment and ask what they know, what do you know and what do I know, so that we can have greater knowledge. And so our view is God is an objective reality. And let's examine what Christians have known about God, and Muslims know about God, and Hindus know about God. And let's find the common essence that we've learned in our search for truth and understanding, that we can expand the common ground of our relationships.